Worship Team Training Music Lesson.
Hey guys, welcome back to another music lesson here on Worship Team Training, and we are sitting here with good friend Holland Davis. You may remember Holland with his famous song, Let It Rise, that was a multi-platinum selling best song of the year for a long time, and also writer he was with Maranatha Music, author, and also wrote the song Who Is Like the Lord. So we welcome Holland here to our music lesson today. Holland, how are you?
I'm doing well. How are you doing, Brandon?
Great, man. It's great to have you here today.
It's great to be here.
What are some of your encouragements that you offer to not just leaders, but more than that, what are some guidelines that you go by to make an effective worship set and flow for the congregation?
Well, of course, everything begins with prayer, but just to be extremely practical, the first thing I think of is, what is the message? I think songs that fit the theme of the pastor's message or the speaker's message. And then I think about songs that build a sense of progression, both musically and lyrically, songs that take us on a journey. With a beginning point and an ending point. So I always kind of have in mind where I want to end up at the end of the worship set, whether it's a celebration or maybe introspection or ministry. And then from there, I begin to think specifically about musical aspects, keys that flow together. If I want to create a flow, for instance, I'll do, several songs in the same key that are similar in tempo. So, and I'll move from song to song without a lot of interruption. You know?
But can't that get numbing after 15 minutes?
Well, it depends on the songs, and it depends on if the songs are really saying what people want to say. That's why it's really important to kind of key in on the message and what's being communicated.
Gotcha.
Making sure that the lyrics themselves thematically fit, and also have a sense of movement within them. For instance, I'll take a song like Forever Rain by Hillsong, and I'll go from Forever Rain, which is, I'm running, to your arms, into Stronger, which kind of affirms that sense of, you are stronger. I'm running to your arms because you are stronger, And so
what you're saying is this puts worship leaders more in the mindset of thinking, and if you will, theologically rather than just mechanically.
Exactly, because we are singing theology. That's what we're doing. And then the other thing I do, which a lot of worship leaders unfortunately don't do, is I look for songs that make the band sound successful. So if I stay within the parameters of the people that I have gathered together to play with me. So if I don't have this incredible, lead guitarist, I'm not going to do Lincoln Brewster songs, because his songs are so guitar demanding that it's hard to pull off without an excellent lead guitarist.
Yeah, can you talk about that for a second? Because a lot of guys are in that position where they may be not just without that electric guitar player, but let's say maybe they're let's say they're in during the week of worship. Let's say they're in during the week of doing their ministry, and they get the call from their drummer that he's not going to be there, and they just happen to put in the song that really needs drums to drive the car. Do you recommend for worship leaders to stick to their plan and just do those anyway, or to change it and adapt it to what the needs are?
I'm always for at adapting to the moment or adapting to the need, because prayer. If we look at worship as our prayer set to music, and so that worship service is really a prayer service. And another thing that worship bands can do is they learn how to linger in the moment. You don't have to come to the end of the song and do a double on the chorus and then bam, bam, and end it. You can linger. You can let that chord ring out, and you can kind of allow that moment to continue, and maybe just hang on that chord, vamp that chord for a little bit, and create an atmosphere of prayer that kind of leads you into the next song. That way, you're flowing from song to song without having a start and a stop. and where you're, then you change the page and then everybody just gets out of the moment,
Right, and everything is broken.
Yeah. And so, there's some basic tools that a worship leader can have in his arsenal, a scripture reading, a prayer, a keyboard pad, just a simple chord progression that repeats over and over, or maybe a devotional thought. If you have in a place where you can do multimedia, you can do like a video clip, or just be silent. They're great transitional tools.
Well, Holland, thanks, man. You've offered quite a bit of perspective here to help get our creativeness jumping and turning over, so we can start putting together some services that really will tie in the engaging factor and make them, like what you said, flow from song to song. So, man, thanks again for being here.
Oh, it's great. It's my pleasure.
Awesome, man. We look forward to having you back. And guys, be sure to check out the next time on Music Lesson. We'll have another feature of Holland Davis coming up, so be sure to join us for that. And we'll see you back on the next Worship Team Training Music Lesson.